trace without arrival or delay. Signals breaking into air, then returning everywhere. Forms dissolve and lose their hold, turning edges into cold. What was structured falls apart, leaving traces in the dark. Silent paths begin to thread through the echoes left unsaid. Nothing fixed enough to stay, still it carries anyway. A transfer shaped in changing form, beyond direction or a norm. Void relay, moving through what was once becomes untrue, carrying the unseen line through a hollow stretch of time. Void relay, moving on where direction feels withdrawn. Everything begins to fade into something gently made. Skies. What was solid turns to thin, letting outer quiet in. Signals lose their final form, drifting through a silent storm. Nothing left to mark the path, only fragments aftermath. Something shifts without a sound, never truly touching ground. Void relay, moving through what was once becomes untrue, carrying the unseen line through a hollow stretch of time. Void relay, moving on where direction feels withdrawn. Everything begins to fade into something gently made. Structures loose and fall away, reassemble in delay. What was certain turns unclear, yet still lingers somewhere near. Empty space begins to speak in a language soft and weak. Nothing held and nothing lost, only motion at a cost. Void relay, moving through what was once becomes untrue, carrying the unseen line through a hollow stretch of time. Void relay, moving on where direction feels withdrawn. Everything begins to fade into something gently made. Void, 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 void. Light begins to touch the edge, soft glow rises over ledge, shadows slowly lose their hope, turning quiet into gold. Air feels lighter in the space, open sky reveals its face. Something gentle starts to grow in the way that currents go. A feeling builds inside the air, like something brighter waiting there. Carry the light, keep it near, let it guide the atmosphere. Soft and steady through the night, things are slowly turning right. Carry the light far and wide, glowing softly from inside. Moments start to shine again, falling gently into time. Paths of color start to show where the quiet breezes go. Weight that used to hold so tight fades into a softer side. Hearts are moving into space, free from anything that weighs. Something clear begins to stay, shaping how it leads the way. Something bright begins to rise, slowly opening the skies. Carry the light, keep it near, let it guide the atmosphere. Soft and steady through the night, things are slowly turning right. Carry the light far and wide, glowing softly from inside. Moments start to shine again, falling gently into time. Every shadow loses form as the quiet turns warm. What was heavy fades away, turning slowly into day. Soft glow across the space, light that finds its place. Everything begins to flow in a gentle golden glow. Soft glow across the space, light that finds its place. Everything begins to flow in a gentle golden glow. Carry the light, keep it near, let it guide the atmosphere. Soft and steady through the night, things are slowly turning right. Carry the light far and wide, glowing softly from inside. Moments start to shine again, falling gently into time. Carry the Something closer than silence now, in the space between what is known. Nothing loud enough to break, yet it gently starts to stay. Ooh. Air feels softer than before, like it knows what came before. What was distant loses line, turning closer over time. Ooh. Empty moments start to speak in a way that feels unique, not in words but in a sense, growing where the quiet went. A presence forming without sound, no direction to be found. Closer than silence, holding still, feeling what the empty will. Not a trace that fades away, but a place that learns to chill. Closer than silence, deep and slow, where the softer feelings grow. Nothing calling it to leave, only something to distance folds into the skin, like a world returning in. What was once so far removed now begins to feel and prove. Time is less of what it was, becoming what it does. Not a line that moves ahead, but a layer softly spread. Something rests without a name, but it doesn't feel the same. Closer than silence, holding still, feeling what the empty will. Not a trace that fades away, but a place that learns to. Closer than silence, deep and slow, where the softer feelings grow. Nothing calling it to leave, only something to believe. What was missing takes its form in a way that feels so warm, not by force or sudden change, but a calm that rearranges. Oh, nothing louder than the air, yet it's always waiting there. Not an ending, not a start, just a settling in the heart. Closer than silence, holding still, feeling what the empty will. Not a trace that fades away, but a place that learns to. Closer than silence, deep and slow, where the softer feelings grow. Nothing calling it to leave, only something to believe. Closer than silence, closer than silence, closer than silence. Weight fades out of reach again. Soft air bends around the bend. Golden haze on distant lines, slowly stretching out of time. Pressure fades into the air, leaving traces everywhere. Space begins to open slow, where the heavy currents go. Something shifts without a sound, lifting gently from the ground. Lose gravity, hold the fall, floating somewhere past it all, carried further than before, drifting without asking more. Lose gravity, far away, sliding into softer states. Light feels closer than it seems, woven softly through the dream. Space unfolds from deep within, edges blur and fade apart, like a quiet drifting star. Time dissolves into the air, leaving echoes everywhere. Stillness holds a steady line, moving past the edge of mine. Motion fades into the flow, where unseen currents go. Lose gravity, hold the fall, floating somewhere past it all, carried further than before, drifting without asking more. Lose gravity, far away, sliding into softer states. Light feels closer than it seems, woven softly through the dream. Pressure breaks and slips away, floating in a softer sway. What once held begins to fall, fading gently through it all. Air becomes a wide embrace, stillness finds a quiet place. Everything begins to fade into something softly made. Lose gravity, hold the fall, floating somewhere past it all, carried further than before, drifting without asking more. Lose gravity, far away, sliding into softer states. Light feels closer than it seems, woven softly through the dream. Lose gravity, lose gravity, lose gravity, lose gravity. fragments forming shape. Something begins to respond without beginning or end. Signals linger in the air, traces forming everywhere. Something shifts beneath the skin, like a record turning in. Edges blur and realign, folding moments into time. What was still begins to move, finding patterns to improve. A change begins without a sound, pulling older layers down. Phase memory, hold the trace, lightly moving through the space. What was lost begins to show in a softer undertow. Phase memory shifting slow, where the fading signals go. Everything begins to bend into something without end. Fragments forming in the dark, leaving subtle quiet marks. Nothing fixed or fully clear, yet it keeps appearing near. Shapes are breaking their own line, rearranging every sign. What was distant turns to near, written without atmosphere. Something loops and comes around without touching any ground. Phase memory, hold the trace, lightly moving through the space. What was lost begins to show in a softer undertow. Phase memory shifting slow, where the fading signals go. Everything begins to bend into something without end. Old reflections start to fade into versions newly made. Nothing stays in one fixed state, everything recalculates. Patterns breaking into parts, reassembling their charts. What was once a single line splits into another sign. Phase memory, hold the trace, lightly moving through the space. What was lost begins to show in a softer undertow. Phase memory shifting slow, where the fading signals go. Everything begins to bend into something without end. Phase memory, phase memory. Phase memory, phase memory. Something starts to feel again after all the silent end. Coming back in softer tone, like like a place I've never known. Distance slowly loses shape, like a thought I can't escape. What was cold begins to change, rearranging every frame. Empty hours start to bend, finding ways to start again. Nothing fixed or held so tight, only movement into light. A gentle pull begins to rise behind the closed and quiet eyes. Return signal breaking through, turning faded into new. Something closer than before, opening a hidden door. Return signal soft and clear, turning silence into near. What was lost begins to show in a softer undertow. Memories without a sound, slowly gathering around, not as fragments left behind, but as something redefined. Space between begins to close, like a feeling that now grows. What was distant finds a way into present light of day. Something leans into the air, like it's always been right there. Return signal breaking through. Return signal breaking through, turning faded into new. Something closer than before, opening a hidden door. Return signal soft and clear, turning silence into near. What was lost begins to show in a softer undertow. What was void begins to fade into something gently made, not erased but realigned with a softer state of mind. Stillness turns into a trace, filling up the empty space. What was quiet starts to speak in a language calm and deep. Return signal breaking through, turning faded into new. Something closer than before, opening a hidden door. Return signal soft and clear, turning silence into near. What was lost begins to show in a softer undertow. Return signal, return signal, return signal, return signal. Marks appear on painted walls, like questions that dissolve and fall. Warm tones bend the surface line, breaking out of fixed design. Color shifts on quiet skin, like something turning from within. Forms begin to lose their hold, becoming something uncontrolled. A quiet turn beneath the skin, where change begins to settle in. Soft meridian cutting through, turning what is known to new. Edges folding into sight, redefining wrong and right. Soft meridian, changing low and changing high. What felt distant feels so near, written in a slower gear. Temperature begins to bend, like patterns trying to end. Windows lose their steady tone, turning ordinary unknown. Walls respond in shifting ways, breaking out of fixed displays. Nothing holds a steady hold, everything becomes untold. Something turns inside the form, without direction or a norm. Soft meridian cutting through, turning what is known to new. Edges folding into sight, redefining wrong and right. Soft meridian, changing low and changing high. What felt distant feels so near, written in a slower gear. Structures lose their final form, breaking patterns once so worn. What was fixed begins to bend, without beginning or end. Surfaces begin to shift, meaning loosens its grip. Nothing left to hold in place, only changing interface. Soft meridian cutting through, turning what is known to new. Edges folding into sight, redefining wrong and right. Soft meridian, changing low and changing high. What felt distant feels so near, tries to stay there. Quiet settles in the space. Time feels less important. Sliding with a gentle pace, holding nothing tight inside. Just letting change arrive. Rolling easy, letting go, soft direction, drifting low. Calm is rising, steady and free. Nothing else it needs to be. Rolling easy, open wide, space unfolding on each side. Light keeps falling, warm and true, turning gray into blue. Air grows soft against the skin. Thoughts begin to thin. Edges lose their definition, dissolving from within. Stillness resting on the lines. Quiet forming simple signs. Heaviness begins to fade like colors slowly rearrange. Everything begins to shift, carried by a gentle lift. Rolling easy, letting go, soft direction, drifting low. Calm is rising, steady and free. Nothing else it needs to be. Rolling easy, open wide, space unfolding on each side. Light keeps falling, warm and true, turning gray into blue. Nothing holding its position, everything in transition. Space between each moment now becomes the only thing allowed. Soft air in open places, light that slowly erases. Weight that used to stay too long turns into something calm and strong. Rolling easy, letting go, soft direction, drifting low. Calm is rising, steady and free. Nothing else it needs to be. Rolling easy, open wide, space unfolding on each side. Light keeps falling, warm and true, turning gray into blue. Rolling easy. Rolling easy. Rolling easy. Rolling easy. Rolling easy. After all the shifting ends, after all the fading sands, something stays without a call, quiet still after all. What was heavy loses hold, turning softer, turning slow. Nothing left to chase or prove, only space that starts to move. Empty shapes begin to rest, settling deep within the chest. Not as loss or not as gain, just a calm that still remains. Everything begins to fade into something gently made. Still after all it lingers here, soft and steady, always near. Nothing asking to be more, only silence at the core. Still after all it doesn't go, like a river running slow. Not a beginning or an end, just a feeling that extends. Time no longer draws a line, breaking out of normal signs. What was once a need to run settles underneath the sun. Distance folds into the ground without making any sound. What was lost becomes the air, simply existing there. Nothing left to rearrange, everything has turned to change. Still after all it lingers here, soft and steady, always near. Nothing asking to be more, only silence at the core. Still after all it doesn't go, like a river running slow. Not a beginning or an end, just a feeling that extends. No more searching left to do, nothing left to break into. What has ended doesn't fall, it just stays still after all. Quiet holes without a name, never asking for a frame, only space that gently breathes, where the ending still believes. Still after all it lingers here, soft and steady, always near. Nothing asking to be more, only silence at the core. Still after all it doesn't go, like a river running slow. Not a beginning or an end, just a feeling that extends. Still after all, still after all, still after all, still after all. Light rests across the open space, soft air moves at even pace, golden shade on quiet lines. Slow change passes through time, sound of distance fades away, pools dissolve and drift astray. Space softer thread, where heavy thoughts get gently shed, edges lose their sharp design, falling out of strict outline. Stillness settles where sound was loud, moving under fading cloud. Everything begins to drift, held inside a quiet shift. Moment turns without demand, slips like sand through open hand. Stay in the flow, let it go. Soft direction, moving slow. Weight grows lighter than before. Nothing asking anymore. Stay in the flow, space unfolds, shifting gently as it holds. Light keeps falling soft and true, turning gray into blue. Resistance slowly fades away. What was fixed begins to sway. Form dissolves and bends apart. Quiet takes the final part. Air through open distance, light without resistance. What was tight becomes undone, until it feels like none. Stay in the flow, let it go.